Look, I'm not gonna mince words with you. I'm gonna just come out and say it. NXT won this week. NXT won. NXT had the overall better show for one reason alone, and that was the ending. You all know what the ending is, at least most of you do. Those of you who don't, do me a favor. Pause the video and go watch it. By this point, you're watching it after it went live, so you read the title. Look, go watch it. Just go watch it, go see it, and then come back. And then you will know why I just said what I said. AEW had a great show tonight. All shows. NXT, AEW, off the charts. I enjoyed both of them. Not a single one to complain about. But after you saw that ending with NXT, it is without a shadow of a doubt, no pun intended, undisputed on which show won this week. But we'll get to that in just a second. You know who it is. It is your boy, Alyx, man. Welcome to another Wednesday Night War broadcast. This is week 4 of the Wednesday Night Wars. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and NXT are still going head to head in this ultimate battle on which wrestling show is better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, your boy Alyx, man, is here to give you the score. But before we do that, we got some business to take care of. If this is the first time you're watching your boy Alyx, man, and you like what I have to say, and of course, if you want more, like the video and subscribe. Help your boy Alyx, man, get to 30,000 subscribers. I am slowly climbing day by day, week by week. But the goal is to hit 30,000 before the end of the year. I got November and December left. I think we can do it. We just gotta keep chugging along. So remember to subscribe. While you're at it, if you really want to help expand the brand of your boy Alyx, man, you can do a couple of things. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, AlyxManVX1, donate using PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat. Super Chats are on right now in the live chat. You can also email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com. But most importantly, you can buy yourself. Super Chats are already coming in.
Man, Bray Wyatt really hurt and healed Finn Balor.
Did he ever heal him? Thank the Lord for Bray Wyatt and his healing powers. Buy yourself a Alyx Man t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees. Wrestling fans, I am excited to be a wrestling fan right now. I am so happy that this Wednesday Night War saga is going on. And for the most part, look, I'm not here to dispute which show is the better show. Honestly, I could care less. I couldn't care less. I really don't care if AEW does better than NXT or vice versa. You want to know why? Because I want both shows to succeed. The more the other shows push the other, the better the alternatives are and the better chance for fans to stop watching Raw and SmackDown and tune into real wrestling. You want to make real change? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make real change in the business, we need to stop giving eyes to bad wrestling products. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, continuously insult your intelligence, go out of their way to tell you your opinions, your views, your likes, your wants don't matter. They take your investment, they stomp on them, and then tell you this is what you need to like. SmackDown and Raw are geared to one man. Their show's geared to impressing an out-of-touch billionaire, not you. But here's AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Here's NXT, bending over backwards to give you what you want. We need to show what is really cool in wrestling nowadays. I want to see the ratings for Raw continue to drop. The ratings for SmackDown continue to drop. And I need to see the ratings for the Wednesday Night Wars, for AEW and NXT to start climbing. When I hear the ratings coming up later tonight, later this week, whenever it happens, I want to see some numbers climbing.
Nothing like 4 hours of awesome wrestling to wash away the stench of main roster WWE.
Oh, absolutely.
Booking.
Absolutely. And I can't forget about NAW too. Just a quick word on NAW. I just recently started watching it. Got done with the first episode. Freaking loved it. Mr. Storm and the...
I like AEW, but can they please shut the hell up about taking shots at WWE? Once in a while, fine, but they're doing it every other week.
You know what? At this point in time, just take as many shots as you want. Because I'm so sick of WWE at this point. I just get so fed up with the way they insult our intelligence. It just makes me pop when AEW calls them out for their BS. So, whatever. Whatever. I'm not even bothered by it. Nick Aldis versus Mr. Storm on NAW Episode 1. I saw it. Phenomenal match. Great show. Very old school. So, there you go. Another alternative. Another one. We need to show WWE we are sick and tired of their crappy, one-dimensional, out of touch, outdated, formulaic weekly shows. The best way to do that is to give more viewership, more numbers, higher ratings to these Wednesday night wrestling shows. That is the only way you will see change for Raw and SmackDown. You gotta show it here. Because AEW and NXT are giving it to you. So that is my promotion for the night. NWA, NAW. Nah, boy, nah. NWA, did I say NAW? My bad. NWA, AEW, and NXT. Excuse me. I don't know why I keep saying NAW. What is NAW? Excuse me. Alright, so before I get started, I have a couple of topics to talk about. Namely, a debate that happened last week that I didn't join in because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But since everyone else made a big deal about it, I guess I had to throw my 2 cents in the hat. Last week, there was a tag match featuring the Jurassic Express, which was supposed to be Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy taking on the Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. But Luchasaurus got injured, and so to replace him, they had Marco Stunt wrestle in the match. Now, as a hardcore fan, and who's been watching for 2 decades now, I wasn't that bothered by it. You want to know why? Because 1, yes, Marco Stunt got some offense, but for the most part, the Lucha Bros looked dominant. And 2, Marco Stunt lost the match. He lost. So, when the match was over with, I was very entertained, very pleased with what I saw. The crowd loved it too. But little did I know what would happen afterwards is this big uproar, this big unnecessary uproar about people like Marco Stunt being in the wrestling business and how it hurts the business that someone like him could believably beat up people. And I'm hearing all these people talk about how he doesn't believably look like a wrestler, how he shouldn't be inside the ring, how someone his size will kill someone's career if he gets any offense on them. And I really just shake my head at those comments and just thankfully pray that these guys never write for a wrestling show.
Couldn't watch the shows by now since I just woke up, but AEW Dark was also great this week. Interesting that they show so many video packages there.
I'm just thankful some of these guys don't write wrestling shows anymore. And look, we'll get to Jim Cornette's comments in just a second, but when I hear people say that, I think about someone like Spike Dudley. And the biggest one that people name is Rey Mysterio. And I'm not even going to go to that because Rey Mysterio is a completely different animal. Rey Mysterio has the Mexican heritage behind him. He's built a reputation overseas. He's an international superstar. And for someone his size, he's done some amazing things people have never seen before. So the comparisons between Michael Stunt and Rey Mysterio, they aren't that good. Let's not use that comparison. What I want to present to you is Spike Dudley. Now, Spike Dudley, those of you who don't know who that is, the little brother, somewhat little lost brother of Bubba and Devon Dudley. Ask me how great his win-loss record is. It isn't. It isn't great at all. He's lost 90% of his matches, other than the time he won the Cruiserweight Championship, which was dumb because they turned him heel. And no, the whole point of Spike Dudley that made him popular was that he was this underdog, sympathetic wrestler that, when you look at him, was nothing but an enhancement talent to get bigger men over. Most of the time, Spike Dudley lost his matches. He got offense on him, but you put Spike Dudley against Brock Lesnar, you know Spike's gonna lose. But you don't mind him getting some offense because, come on, this guy getting offense on a big guy like that, it's not gonna matter. He's still gonna lose. I see the same thing with Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt got some offense on Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix. Okay. It didn't matter. They still looked dominant, and they won the match. I would understand the rage, the outrage, if Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy beat the Lucha Bros. Then I get it. I would even understand if Marco Stunt was the one who fought Chris Jericho in the main event for the world title. That I would understand. But he got neither one of those. Neither one of them. Speaking of the main event last week, Darby Allin, he ain't that small. He ain't that big either. Like,
Spike won the European title too from Regal.
okay, you're right. I don't see people complaining about that. It just really, really gets on my nerves when people try to play up this idea that wrestlers need to look a certain way to get over. Listen to me when I tell you this. It's 2019. The idea that everyone needs to look like Nick Bockwinkel, Hulk Hogan, Triple H, these big, roided up, muscle-bound brother, to be believable. No, it's not about the idea that everyone needs to look like Hulk Hogan. Ladies and gentlemen, you can be a small guy and still get over in wrestling, and I'm not even going to bring up Rey Mysterio. Although, number one, that's the number one reason why this idea sucks, Rey Mysterio. But I don't need to bring him up. Marco Stunt is not going to be the world champion, anytime soon. He's not meant to be a world champion. He is what you call the enhancement talent that people love. Every once in a while, Marco Stunt will win a match. He is going to pin, I don't know, a Jimmy Havoc, might even pin an MJF or someone big. Might get a victory over Cody Rhodes one good time. Because that is what wrestling is. Wrestling has always been that. It's not going to kill Cody Rhodes if Marco Stunt beats him, especially if they tell the story the right way. If the story calls for it, and it actually gets a reaction and makes people get invested to make people want to watch wrestling over and over and over again, who gives a damn if it happens to be Marco Stunt that makes people want to watch? I just think it's stupid at this point in time that people like to equate small guys to well, people aren't watching, people don't care. No, people aren't watching and people don't care because storylines aren't there, because feuds are not there, because there isn't any investment, and size has nothing to do with it. So get out of your heads that everyone needs to be rah, 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 Hulk Hogan, brother. If you have a character that fans can be invested in, and you get over with that character, that's what matters. That's all that matters. So, there you go. That is my thoughts on the Michael Stunt debate. I don't care that the guy is that small. I would have easily complained if he beat the Lucha Brothers. Because you're right, that wouldn't be believable. I don't even understand, as good as they are, why anybody would beat them at this point. They are literally the best tag team in the world. Literally, in my opinion. In my personal opinion. But he didn't. He lost. So what's there to complain about? He lost. Move on. Anyways, I gotta give credit to commentary tonight. Not just on AEW, but NXT too. I thought commentary was fabulous. On AEW, you got Jim Ross, you got Excalibur, and you got Tony Schiavone. That pairing, that triple threat is doing wonders for TNT. It took some time for Jim Ross to come alive, but I think he's starting to really feel himself again. And dear God, it's about time. I think the addition of Tony Schiavone is what is making him come alive. I think Tony is bringing out a lot in Jim Ross that makes him feel like old school Jim Ross again. So, love their work on AEW. And again, Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, and Beth Phoenix on NXT. Absolutely phenomenal. Mamma Mia, all across the board. Everyone did great. Everyone was awesome. If you are a fan of wrestling commentary, I hope you got your feel tonight, because damn it all, it was glorious. So with that said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into AEW. Both shows premiered October 23rd, 2019. And like I said, 4th week of the war. AEW kicked off things rather interestingly. And by that, I mean a match. Not even an intro, a video package. No, they just, hello, we're AEW, here's a match. Now, it was a tournament match for the World Tag Team Championships. This is the semifinals. It was the Lucha Bros, that's Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix, taking on Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy, and Mark Quinn. When I tell you, this match was absolutely phenomenal, balls to the walls, crazy action. I mean every syllable of that statement. This was insane. This is the kind of match that the Jim Cornettes
Taz was at WWE Dark, another great commentator.
Wait, they got Taz? Hold on. When did they get Taz? Oh, tell me about that later. I gotta watch AEW Dark. Everyone's saying that the show is great. Anyways, this match. When I tell you this match was insane, if you're a fan of PWG, if you're a fan of the TNA X Division matches, if you're a fan of the Cruiserweight matches from WCW, okay, take all those things, combine them together, crumple them up, put some salt on it, put it in the oven, bring it out, put it back in the oven a little bit more so it cooks right, and then pull it out. That's what you got. This match was a hodgepodge of some of the craziest high spots you have ever seen, and I thought it was amazing. This is the kind of match that would make Jim Cornette lose his shit. You already know he would hate every second of this match. It's nothing but moves. It's nothing but moves. It's nothing but moves. You know, if you loved Ricochet versus Will Ospreay, this is the kind of match that would make them go, damn, that's a lot of moves. Yeah, even Ricochet and Will Ospreay would go, damn, they did a lot of moves in that match. Let me tell you something, though. Aside from the fact that this was just balls to the wall action, if you're going to do this type of match, if you're going to give me the Will Ospreay versus Ricochet match, fine. Go balls to the walls with it. Go all the way with it. Don't hold back. Don't do some, I'm going to show you in-ring psychology. No. If you're going to do this type of match, do it, but go all the way with it. Don't hold back. Just give it to me. Give me moves. And don't sell anything. Screw it. You know what? I'll say this. Pittsburgh, awesome crowd tonight. AEW's audience is always going to be on fire because that's the audience that AEW is aiming for. They know who their audience is, and they know how to get them. So they're always going to have the best crowds. They were on fire tonight. Not a single dull moment. Well, maybe one. But for the most part, 90% of the time, not a single dull moment from the audience. They loved this match. I loved this match. I don't even know, where do I begin? Let's start out with Phoenix. Phoenix is good. Phoenix is really good. Phoenix is really good. There were a couple of spots in this match. This man just kept jumping off the ropes, walking across the ropes, flipping across the ropes, freaking cartwheeling across the ropes. The stuff he was doing, I'm just like, man, this guy's I don't want to say he's a circus tightrope walker, but he makes them look like amateurs. This guy's amazing, man. But Private Party, Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy, yo, those two are out of this world. Some of the spots in this match I can't even go back over. I literally would have to go moment for moment to moment to moment to moment and write down each spot and explain to detail. By the time I get through the match, I would have been an hour into the podcast and y'all would have been asleep. That much action. In the 13 minutes of time this match got, so much action was packed in there to fill up an hour-long podcast. It was that crazy. And I loved it. I loved this match. And I loved that the Lucha Brothers won. I know the Cinderella story of Private Party came to an end. I kind of thought they were going to win a little bit after they beat the Young Bucks. But no, this was the right decision. The Lucha Bros are the best tag team in the world right now. They should be the tag team champs. Period. Hands down. They should be the tag team champs. Just saying. So, after that, just crazy, amazing match, I thought to myself, okay, this would be a great time to get an interview with the Lucha Bros. You know, at least to get over Cero Miedo. Because although the crowd is clearly hardcore fans and know what that is already, you're trying to build a new audience here. So I'm thinking, give them an interview. Give them 5 minutes. At least to let the crowd cool down. Because if you're going to give them all that crap and they just went crazy over it, you need to bring them back. Okay? They're on a high right now. A high that, quite frankly, I'm not going to lie, they don't reach again throughout the show. Almost will reach again. Because that match was that crazy. But no, instead of giving the crowd a break, what does AEW do? Alright, next match. What? Yeah, as soon as the match is over with, here comes the next match, which is the other semifinals match. SCU taking on the Dark Order. Okay, no break? Alright. And now, honestly, they did give us somewhat of a break. They did a video package for the Dark Order that didn't really explain much. Okay, whatever. So, outside of that, not much of a break. And you can tell the crowd wasn't too into the match because they were still coming off the high of the opener. That opener set the bar way too high. I don't think any match was going to top it. Any match. So the crowd was a little tired when this other semifinals match started. And then the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho's group, came out, and they came alive a little bit. So eventually the crowd got into the match, and I'll say this, SCU and the Dark Order, they had a good match, man. I enjoyed the last 5 minutes more than anything else, but to be fair, I kind of tuned out the first 10 minutes because I was thinking about the first match, how crazy that match was, and here's the Inner Circle. So, like, my focus is not where it should be. And this is why it's important to structure your shows better. The formatting on your shows had to be so crisp and tight. Segments like SCU versus Dark Order don't get ignored. And I feel like it was just kind of on the back burner. Because you had that amazing match that people were thinking about. And then here comes the Inner Circle. And then by the time we actually start caring about the tag match in the center of the ring, it's over with. So the formatting on this show was kind of weird, especially for that first hour. Like, yes, the match was good. It was really good. SCU wins. They will fight the Lucha Bros next week. Not Full Gear. Next week. We'll talk about that in a second. I just wish AEW would have done a better job of formatting the show to where we can appreciate what these two teams did. That's all I'm going to say. Good match, but it was clear that fans didn't care all that much about it as much as they did the opener, which is what it is. Now, they did announce the Tag Team Championship match will not happen at Full Gear. It will happen next week in Charlotte, Flair Country. That's interesting because I would think a match like that you would have at the pay-per-view. So I'm making a strong prediction right now. I don't think we have a winner next week. I think someone interferes, and I think we do the tag match again at Full Gear.
It would have been better at the start of hour 2.
Maybe. Especially if you use the time before then to do interviews with SCU, or at least a video package to let people know who they are and why they're here and why they do what they do. But, you know, it's their show. And then, just like, I don't know, I don't even know how to give some kind of an analogy for this, but it's almost like AEW just said, screw it. We're just going to pack the first hour with wrestling. Because immediately after that match, here comes Joey Janela and Kenny Omega. Like, no, nothing. No interview, no segment. It's just match, done, match, done, match. I'm just like, okay, like, jeez, guys. I mean, at least have Omega and Janela meet backstage, and I don't know, have Janela challenge Omega to a match. Because they had a match on AEW Dark that I haven't seen yet, and everyone's saying it's freaking phenomenal, and I believe you. If it was anywhere close to what I saw in this match, I'm pretty sure it was freaking crazy. But, yeah, man, you could have had Janela meet Omega backstage and say, man, look, you beat me on Dark. I want to beat you when it counts. You know what I mean? That just seems to be the best way to go about things. That's what I thought. But no, here's a match. So Kenny Omega fights Joey Janela, and the match was really good. It was, again, the quality of the matches aren't the issue. I never, ever have seen so far a bad match when it comes to AEW. I don't think I'm going to see one going forward. That's not the issue here. What I'm looking for is investment. And yes, as a hardcore fan, I'm already invested in Kenny Omega. Okay, you got me. I'm there, and I guess for you, that's what matters. I want you guys to grow outside of just the hardcore fan base. You have the tools and the ability to really expand your audience.
This is setting up Lucha versus Bucks for the titles.
Which is fine. But AEW has the ability to really expand their audience. So when you have talent like Omega and Janela on your hands, give them some spotlight, give them some stories, give them a microphone, something to grab a casual audience. And apparently, based on what people were telling me, their match on AEW Dark was better than this one. Okay, I definitely gotta go watch it now. For real. If it was better than this was good. Okay, well, I gotta go watch it now. Man, I just wish they would do a better job of showcasing more than just the in-ring competition. Because the in-ring competition is great. It's always been great. It's always been high quality. But we need more, a variety to get us to a level that's more than just a hardcore fan base. You hear me? That's all I'm saying. Omega wins with the one-winged angel after a really good match. And then we got a promo, finally getting some promos from Wardlow. I think he had a vignette at Fyter Fest. I think. Well, he had a promo again, and he's supposed to be coming in very soon. Then, if I'm not mistaken, we got Mr. Cody Rhodes. Let me be sure. I don't want to just skip over anybody. SCU, Joey Janela. Yeah, Cody Rhodes. So here comes Tony Schiavone to interview Cody Rhodes. Oh my god, an interview segment. Someone's learning. Cody has an announcement for us, but it's interrupted by the Inner Circle, who are booing on the microphone and using one of those air horns to interrupt his speech. Cody says he knows they purchased tickets, but this isn't like the other show. Taking that shot, that jab at WWE, where there's this invisible wall, and he could not go over the barricade to kick their ass. Nah, he told them he could easily come up there and fight them right now. I love it. Jericho says he knows Cody is smart, so he wouldn't be stupid to fight the Inner Circle 1-on-4. And then he's taunting him. He's really giving him a hard time. And Cody's like, you know what? Screw this. Takes off his jacket, pretends he was going to climb over the barricade, but then stops himself. Does this, signals for someone to come out. Here comes Dustin Rhodes, a.k.a. Goldust. And then Chris Jericho's like, okay, still 4-2. You're cowards. Stay where you are. And then enter, dum, dun-dun-dun, 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 Maxwell Jacob Friedman, who gets a massive reaction. This guy is just phenomenal. Chris Jericho's like, okay, 4-3. All right. I mean, y'all can try. Y'all still gonna get your asses kicked. And then finally, self high five. Bang! Diamond Dallas Page. Getting that legendary pop. They all come strutting. And they climb up the stairs. Chris Jericho locks himself, well, the Inner Circle and Chris Jericho locked himself in the box. Cody punches through the glass of the goddamn door. And we brawl. And the crowd goes crazy. They go backstage into the concession. You see security show up. You got Chris Jericho. I have a ticket. I have a ticket. Leave me alone. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Get him off of me. This was awesome. This is what I've been talking about. This is the kind of stuff that's going to draw you a casual audience. We need to do more of this. This was awesome. And you know what? By the end of it, you know what I was craving for? I was actually craving for an 8-man tag. When was the last time you could say that? There wasn't a single 8-man tag or 6-man tag, multiple man match in WWE this year alone. Not counting the other years before. There hasn't been a single multi-man match that I have wanted from WWE for a long ass time. There hasn't been one. Name me one 8-man, 6-man tag match you have been wanting to see in WWE. Exactly. By the end of this, I was saying, holy crap, I want to see this match. I want to see the Inner Circle versus Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes, Diamond Dallas Page, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Give it to me. I don't care when you give it to me, but give it to me. Next week or in 2 weeks, the Go Home show to Full Gear. I don't care when it happens, but give it to me. Give it to me. Let me have it. I want it. I likes it, and I wants it. I likes it, and I wants it. You get me? This was awesome. That's how you do some storytelling, man. I'm telling you, man.
Cody uses MJF's scarf to break the window.
Man, I just loved every single moment of that segment. See, when AEW actually does segments, and they actually have stories, and they have characters interact, it works. It worked. It was amazing. AEW knows how to do it. Clearly, because we saw it. They need to do more of it. I want more. This was a nice taste. You gave me a little bit. You gave me a taste of what you're capable of. I want more now. That was a sample. Now give me the full course meal. Give me more. I want more. So I don't know when we're getting that 8-man tag. I don't know if it's next week or in 2 weeks, but we better get it. Moving on to the best friends. That's Chuck Taylor and Trent. Sorry, Trent? With a question mark. Taking on the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. But before we talk about that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a travesty. An awful travesty that happened that we need to just bring things down for a moment to talk about. We saw a massacre happen today. Because, you know, nowadays it's normal. We see it all the time. We turn on the news. It's depressing. Usually you just feel like you can do nothing. But there was something about this massacre that really angered me. The violence, the sheer, the bloodshed that Orange Cassidy brought to the Young Bucks. That monster. That fiend. It was the way he super kicked their legs. Just kicked their legs out of their legs. He kicked his leg out of his leg. That monster should be in jail. AEW? TNT? I demand justice!
Did Rambling Rabbit die again, lol?
You don't understand. This is not a joke. Y'all laughing in the chat. This man is a murderer. He is the most dangerous entity in this business, and he needs to be stopped. I will not rest until Orange Cassidy is behind bars. He should never, ever enter a wrestling ring again. That man is a menace to society, and he needs to be arrested now. But luckily, Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson were able to come together, find the strength within to take out this monster of a being. We all thought Andre the Giant was the monster of all monsters. We all thought Big Show was the biggest thing to ever enter. We all said Brock Lesnar was the next big thing. But none of them compare to the menace that is Orange Cassidy. Moving on to the best friends taking on the Young Bucks. Thank you. And see. The tag match was fun. I didn't think it was as good as Lucha Bros versus well, to be fair, what the hell was good as Lucha Bros versus Private Party? Like, goddamn, nothing was gonna top that. But it was a good match. I like the Young Bucks. I think as overall talent, they're starting to get better. They're starting to sell more. They're starting to actually use psychology in their matches. Oh my god. My I don't say issue. My hang up. There we go. My hang up is with the Best Friends. I know about Chuck Taylor because I've seen him on PWG. I know a little bit about Trent because he was Trent Beretta. I don't know much about this tag team. I just know that they're best friends and they love to hug. Which, to me, when I think about hugging, I think about Team Hell No. Bryan and Kane made that extremely popular. That got more over with them than these guys. Just saying. So when I see them hug, I go, okay. Bromance. Ooh. What's the story behind this hug? What does this hug do for them? Does it give them magical powers? I don't know. Guys, it's very important to give these guys some stories, a reason for me to care. Because personally, if y'all were just going to do a random tag match, screw it. Do Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy versus the Young Bucks. Yeah, I said it. Do Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy. Why? Because at least Marco Stunt was the talk of the town last week. You could have used that, gave him a match this week, and make people bitch.
Hear what Junior had to say about AEW just being flips.
Yeah, I read the report, their interview, where he basically said there's too much wrestling. There's not enough story in AEW. And he's right. You know, you're just doing moves. You're not telling any stories. For the most part, he's not inaccurate. I've been saying that for weeks. There needs to be more story. Because that's what's going to draw in a bigger audience. Jim Ross is thinking like me. Jim Ross is thinking, okay, yes, your moves are catching these fans. These hardcore fans, they love it. This company has the ability to be more than just a hardcore fan niche. It can actually be something bigger. Jim Ross sees it, and I see it. So when he says stuff like there's too much wrestling, he's right. It is. So hopefully we kind of scale back, at least in the near future, scale back a little bit on the wrestling and give us more stories. And I guarantee you, people will fall in love with AEW more. I guarantee you. Yeah, not much else to say about this match. I didn't really care all that much about the Best Friends. Still don't. So the Young Bucks won. I will say this. At least the people who matter are winning. Like, honest to God, I was hoping and praying the Dark Order did not win that match against SCU. Because I was like, that team is done. Like, it has nothing going for it. I don't get it. No one cares about it. They better be eliminated this week, and they were. So, I'm not going to complain about it. That's why I didn't complain about the Dark Order. Otherwise, if they would have won, that would have been a mark on AEW's record. I would have given you a mark, sir. I want to put a mark in your portfolio. No, that would have honestly been a downer for me, because I'm not into Dark Order. I don't know anything about Dark Order. I don't get Dark Order. So they lost, and I'm happy they did. Same thing goes for the Best Friends. Don't necessarily get the Best Friends, so I'm happy they lost. Woo! Speaking of people I don't get, no, I'm joking. Britt Baker, Dr. I can speak English. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, will be taking on Jamie Hater, like, use a hater. Oh my god, if she actually uses it. Anyways, great reaction for Dr. Britt Baker. We were in her hometown. Pittsburgh is her hometown. She came out with the Pittsburgh Steelers mascot, and she got a massive reaction. They loved her. Baker. Can we get a DMD chant? DMD, 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 DMD. Next time, Charlotte. If anyone's from Charlotte watching me right now, and you're going, start a DMD chant. DMD, DMD. If she's gonna be there, but still, DMD. But yeah, this match was solid. It's becoming more clear to me that Britt Baker is still kind of green. I didn't want to come to that conclusion, but yeah, Jamie Hayter looked a lot more seasoned than Britt is, and that's okay because she literally just got into wrestling. How long has she been wrestling? Like what, 2 years? So she just did this. It's gonna take her at least 3 to 5 years to get good. So I'm gonna give her at least a year to get better. She's not horrible, like Eva Marie was, or Brie and Nikki Bella. She's okay, but she's green. When Jamie Hayter looked better than you, that's not a good sign. Regardless, love her finisher. Love Britt Baker's finisher. The lockjaw. The lockjaw. Essentially, it's the Rings of Saturn with the mandible claw. So the lockjaw. Yeah, she beat her with the lockjaw. And then afterwards, we go backstage to see Jamie Hayter getting ready to have an interview. And I'm thinking, oh my God, an interview? You know, because it's like, oh my God, interviews do exist. But then she goes to talk, and here comes Brandy Rhodes. Smack, push, knocks her ass out. And then Brandy Rhodes that's what she did to the interviewer. I don't know what her problem is, but that's what she was doing. I was like, okay, someone's on her period. Crazy Brandy. Like, okay, someone needs to go to the happy hotel. No, I'm just sorry. I don't know what that was all about, but okay, Brandy's pissed off at something, so let's see what happens with her. Nothing else to really say about it, honestly. It's just, I mean, I don't even know what to call that. At least we got the, you're gonna get it.
Riho is the best first women's champion for AEW as she has by far the most experience of all women here.
I suppose. Yeah. No, what about Awesome Kong though? Whatever. Main event time. We got Jon Moxley taking on Pac. And again, I have to ask, why are we not giving Jon Moxley microphone time? You have one of the best talkers in the business and he's not talking. Why? Yeah, he's talking, but he needs an interview segment. That's the one guy who should be getting amples amount of interview segments. Where's his interview segment? Jesus flipping Christ, AEW. I want to hear Moxley talk. That's literally the best thing he does. He's good inside the ring. Sometimes great. And can have amazing matches. But you know what gets him over? This shit right here. You see this? This is how you get over with Jon Moxley.
Something tells me double turn at Full Gear.
Ooh, we'll talk about that in a second. Now, Jon Moxley took on Pac. Now, Pac attacks Jon Moxley before the match and weakens him, giving Pac the advantage. So Moxley goes into the match not at 100%. Just wailed on him with a steel chair to the back of his head. Just BAM! Falls down. Oh yeah, by the way, steel chairs are still allowed, I guess, well, to the back of the head, but whatever. Not to the front of the head, but the back of the head, screw it. Moxley's groggy, he's weak, he doesn't know if he's going to be able to wrestle, and he has to work a concussion injury during the match. But he fights, and they go the full 20 minutes. They literally go the full time limit, beating the piss out of each other.
It's your boy, Alyx. Welcome to ASMR LOL.
And it's crazy to me that, we see all these other shows like Raw, and I just got done talking about this in my Raw review. We see matches like Ricochet and Drew McIntyre, which you see so many times. It's the same kind of match with different people. Nothing different happens. You already know who's winning, and although the wrestlers themselves are good performers, some of them amazing performers, and they have pretty good matches, there's nothing that stands out about them. Nothing fresh, nothing new. And then you turn on AEW, and you see Jon Moxley and Pac, and then you're just reminded, oh my God, this is how it should be. You see these guys beating the piss out of each other. You see Moxley selling his ass off, having a story to tell, getting you invested. You see Pac being a bastard, which, by the way, he would thank you for calling him for. And then throughout the match, you see them kicking out each other's finishers. Pac doing a 450 to the outside, which was freaking amazing. It looked phenomenal. Then goes for the Black Arrow. Missed. Moxley hits the paradigm shift. And all this is happening, and the clock is winding down. Justin Roberts, 5 minutes remaining. 4 minutes remaining. 3 minutes remaining. 60 seconds remaining. 10, 9, paradigm shift. Moxley goes to cover him. 7, 6, the referee counts. 1, 2, you're thinking, it's over. Nope, Pac kicks out. Kick out. 3, 2, 1, and the match ends in a draw. Loved it. Oh, thank God for AEW. Thank the heavens AEW exists. I have been looking for a draw. I've been trying to book a draw in WWE for the last 3 years. Jesus flipping Christ. I love draws. When they're done right, they are the best ways to get talent over. Neither one of these guys should have lost right now. Pac and Ambrose, Moxley and Pac were way too protected to lose, so have them go to a draw. I thought it was great. And then Moxley looked more like a badass because afterwards he attacked the referee because he snaps. He snaps and attacks the referee. I love it. Like that, my friends, is the kind of booking that needs to be appreciated more with a bigger audience. I want these ratings to go up for AEW. Dag nabbit. So, great show. I wasn't pissed off at all. I see people in the live chat going, well, it felt kind of cheap. Well, no. Not every match needs to end the same. It's okay to have draws here and there. I am perfectly okay with a draw. You know what I'm not okay with? That monster, that fiend, that menace, Orange Cassidy.
Better than their NXT match from 6 years ago.
They did wrestle on NXT. Oh crap! When Andrea Neville and John Moxley, Dean Ambrose were on NXT. Forgot about that. Orange Cassidy, you monster. I hope you go to jail for what you've done tonight. I will not rest until Orange Cassidy is behind bars. Thank you for watching. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going nowhere. So AEW, I thought was a great show tonight, but like I said, it didn't beat NXT. There was no way in hell it was going to be NXT. And you know what? I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. You already waited long enough by me talking about AEW. You want my thoughts on that amazing heel turn at the end. Right? Okay. Well, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just get naked. Why don't we? Finn Balor came out with Johnny Gargano and Daddy Ciampa, not Tommaso Ciampa. We're calling him Daddy Ciampa. You will refer to him as Daddy Ciampa. Dad Nabbit. After that amazing main event match.
I want to see what AEW can do without the Elite and Cody on a show. The core of the NWO sometimes were not on Nitro.
I just wish AEW would just do more storytelling with their talent, and you won't need the Elite on your shows. You know what I'm saying? But enough about the Elite. No more about AEW right now. What the people want to hear is my thoughts on Finn Balor coming out with Daddy Ciampa and Gargano to confront the Undisputed Era. And look, when this is happening, here's my reaction. Okay, we're setting up war games. Here comes Gargano. Here comes Daddy Ciampa. Here comes Finn Balor. Who did they get from the main roster? I'm saying it's Cesaro. Here comes Cesaro. I know it's Cesaro. Cesaro's going to come in, and then next thing you know, freaking Finn Balor hits a Pele kick on Gargano, knocks his ass out, and the crowd went silent. It was a gasp, like, and everybody was like, oh my God. And then he just stepped back and watched the Undisputed Era beat the piss out of Daddy Ciampa and Gargano. And Prince Devitt has this cold stare in his eyes. Yes, I said his name right. Prince Devitt has this cold stare in his eyes. I'm going to say it again. Prince Devitt has this cold stare in his eyes. And he watches Gargano go to the outside. And he's glaring now. He's angry. He's seething. The darkness is returning inside of him. I can feel your anger. It gives you focus. It makes you stronger. And then hits a running drop kick to Gargano's ass. Knocks his ass out. But wait! There's more! Picks him up. Hits that freaking brain buster. 1916, 1912, 1916. Whatever that brain buster's called. Hits that on the outside.
Vince Russo voice, that was the swerve, bro.
Yeah, even Russo would go, bro. That's what you call a swerve, bro. By the way, I didn't mention this. When Finn Balor hit that drop kick on Gargano, he knocked over the barricade that Gargano was on and actually knocked over a row of fans. It was amazing. He hit it so hard that he knocked over a row of fans. Plants, but it looked awesome. Anyways, he picks up Gargano and hits that amazing brainbuster on the apron. And then he just stands there, wallowing in his handiwork. And then he looks up at the Undisputed Era, and they give him the UE. And they're like, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? UE? Huh? 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 And then Balor does the whole, like he was gonna do it, and then he drops his hands, turns around and walks away. Damn, I love NXT. I love this show, man. Do you understand how long I've been waiting this? I've been waiting for a Finn Balor heel turn for the longest time on the main roster. And they kept on digging their heels into this stupid ass smiling Finn Balor gimmick. Smiling Finn. I was so tired of Finn Balor. I got so sick of the name. I got so sick of the look. I told myself, he needs to be revamped. You gotta revamp him. Do something. They brought him back on NXT. And then he cut that promo last week where he said, I think I hurt my hand. I think I'm okay though. I'm alright. He cut that promo last week where he said, the past is my future. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? When he beat the piss out of Gargano, that's when it hit me. Holy crap! The past is my future. He was Prince Devitt, and the past is future. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the return, the reemergence of Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt is back. Baby, he's back. Holy crap. I am so giddy. I am so amped. I am so excited to see what they do with Prince Devitt. To see what they do with heel Finn Balor. I don't care what you call it. It was a long time coming. Nothing AEW could have done tonight would have topped this. Nothing. They didn't stand a chance. This segment won NXT the night. This segment alone is what's gonna get people talking throughout the rest of the night. SmackDown can go straight to hell. Raw next week can go straight to hell. Saudi Arabia can go straight to hell. Crown Jewel can go straight to hell. Brock Lesnar versus. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But for real, go straight to hell. Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. Nothing else matters. Finn Balor turning heel just took over. It's over. He is now the main focal point of the business again. Prince Devitt on NXT just changed the game. Remember what I told you. Remember what I've been telling y'all for the last few weeks. That Triple H was looking to win the war of attrition. He knew that AEW was going to have the upper hand when the war first started. He knew that. Because he had no stars. He had nothing to really work with. I mean, he had amazing talent, having great matches, but in terms of star power, in terms of mega stars, he didn't have that. Here's where it starts. This is where the real war begins. With Prince Devitt, the complexion of this Wednesday Night Wars, the whole thing just changed. Prince Devitt is here to take names and kick ass, and I can't wait. If you thought Finn Balor was awesome, y'all not ready for Prince Devitt. Prince Devitt is a completely different monster. A completely different monster.
Will HHH let him change his name back to Devitt?
I hope they let him change his name back to Prince Devitt. Why not? Now, with that said, NXT still had a great show. I'm just not going to have much to say about the rest of the show because as much as I love the main event was outstanding. Nothing else is going to top what happened in the main event. After the main event, Finn Balor becoming Prince Devitt again. NXT wins with a knockout. That was amazing. But let's talk about the rest of the show. We kick things off with Rhea Ripley taking on Bianca Belair. They've been setting up this match for weeks now, and they finally have come to blows. Good match overall. I feel like when it comes to women's wrestling, NXT/WWE has AEW beat as of right now, especially with the emergence of people like Rhea Ripley, and you got other people coming in like my girl Dakota Kai, and the return of what's her friend's name again? Why am I blanking on her name? I feel very bad right now. It starts with an N. Negan. Is it Keegan Knox? Not Keegan Knox. I'm Tegan Knox. Tegan Knox, that's her name. Yeah, I'm sorry, Tegan Knox. You got all these new women coming in, and so it feels a lot more fresh than AEW, unfortunately. But this first match, I gotta say, like, the ending was spectacular. Good match, but the ending is what really sold it for me. So they're going back and forth. Some really good action. Rhea Ripley is getting the advantage over our girl Bianca Belair. And then at the end, we see Io Shirai run out and while the referee wasn't looking, do a really awesome 619 through the bottom ropes to Rhea Ripley on the outside, and then throws her in the ring to be speared by Bianca Belair. And we're thinking, oh, she's going to steal this match. But she doesn't. No. Rhea Ripley kicks out. An awesome kick out. Looked amazing. Looked phenomenal. Really good moment. Really cool moment. And by the way, Bianca sold that like a pro. And then here comes Candice LeRae to run off Io Shirai, because that feud's not over with yet. And then Rhea Ripley proceeds to hit the pump handle slam. What did she call that pump handle slam? Forgot. Was it the Riptide? Riptide, right? Okay, Riptide. And she wins. So Rhea Ripley, I guess, gets a title shot against Shayna Baszler. It wasn't a number one contendership match, but it felt like it. So I guess she's going to fight Shayna next. I'm cool with it. So next week we're going to do Io Shirai taking on Candice LeRae. That should be a nice continuation of their feud. Should be interesting to see what they do with that. Yeah, I thought what they're doing with the women were really good. We get a hype video package of Daddy Ciampa. And once again, I'm going to keep calling him Daddy Ciampa. We see Kathy Kelly, fine-ass Kathy Kelly, catching up to Pete Dunne as he enters the building, accompanied by Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate. Na, all that kind of stuff. The Bruiserweight isn't upset at Damian Priest for how he beat him last week, although he got hit below the belt. He blames himself for not being the better man, but he told him of receipts coming. When he was asked about Killian Dane, he says, I don't care about Killian Dane. And then somewhere across the arena, we see Killian Dane in front of a dumpster fire or some kind of a fire. He's all like, you tried to break my fingers, Pete Dunne. So now I'm going to break you. So that's the next feud, Pete Dunne and Killian Dane. That could be a good match. But yeah, we'll see. You know what was a good match, though? You know what was a great match? Probably even amazing? A-. Matt Riddle versus Cameron Grimes. Matt Riddle versus Trevor Lee. This match, holy crap. You gotta go out of your way to see this. Like, there are matches, if I had to give you a list of matches to watch from AEW and NXT, please watch Lucha Bros versus Private Party. Watch Pat versus Moxley. Watch Matt Riddle versus Cameron Grimes, and then watch the main event tonight for NXT. Those are the matches I would recommend. You can watch everything, but personally, those are the matches I would recommend. But Matt Riddle versus Cameron Grimes, bro, this was an amazing match. No pun intended, bro. But this match was phenomenal. I love the crowd chanting Riddle's name to the cadence of Goldberg. Riddle. Love that. That was a good moment. And then you see Riddle hit the jackhammer on Cameron Grimes. That was awesome. But these two have really good chemistry. Easily the best match from Cameron Grimes on NXT. And I don't think he's been that impressive so far. This is the best thing he's done. So maybe he just needs to wrestle with people on a high quality level and not work with jobbers who don't know what they're doing. And if he does, he should beat him in 2 seconds with that stomp. So I thought this was an amazing match. These two had a lot of crazy spots, lots of stiff moments. If you're a fan of the stiff kicks, the strong style back and forth action, this is the kind of match for you. It was that good. But Matt Riddle gets the victory over Cameron Grimes and gives him his first loss. I'm cool with that. The next match is a 6-man tag that I actually liked. A 6-man tag that I like? What? What is this? Jesus Christ. We got Breezango who come out as sexy pilots. So they're coming out as different occupations. As like different strippers or something like that. Last week it was construction workers. This week it's sexy pilots. Airplane pilots. Cool with me. Keep mixing it up. And they have a partner. And Swerve. Isaiah Scott, or Isaiah Swerve Scott. And they took on the Forgotten Sons in a 6-man tag that I thought was a really good match. AEW and NXT have this thing where at the very least, you're going to get a good match. You're not going to get, once in a while, NXT might deliver a decent to okay. That's as bad as it gets. Okay. It never gives you a bad match that I remember. I don't remember NXT having a bad match. I don't. But even its weakest matches aren't that bad. So you're going to get a good match. And this was no different. Really good match. I thought Isaiah Swerve Scott was the highlight. I am telling you right now, I give it a year. I give Isaiah Swerve Scott a year. He will be a champion. Whether it's North American champion, tag team champ, or NXT champ, he will be a champion. I give him a year. If he's not already on the main roster, he will be a champion. He is amazing. Real talk, he is amazing. And he got the victory for his team. I'm so happy to see Tyler Breeze and Fandango back at NXT. Both of them just seem so much happier here. As they should. They deserve to be here, man. Let's see. Next up, we got, if I'm not mistaken, it's a Cruiserweight match, right? Yeah. We got Cruiserweight champion, Lio Rush, entering to a big pop, and he's on commentary. And it sucked. I love you, Leo. I think you're amazing in terms of the in-ring competition. I think when you're a heel, your microphone skills are so much better, but your commentary tonight on NXT was not good at all. They asked him, so what are you looking for in this match, Leo? Well, I'm just scouting out talent. Okay. How you feel about the match? It's great. Okay. Explain why. Man, those two are killing it, man. Those two are just, they're killing it, man. They're killing it, man. Great insight, Lio Rush. I came to kill it, man. Okay. The Cruiserweight match was Angel Garza versus Jack Gallagher. And I'm assuming, again, I don't know what's getting ready to happen with the Cruiserweight division, but I'm assuming WWE is allowing Cruiserweights to come and wrestle on NXT and 205 Live. Because I heard 205 Live is returning this week on Friday. So I'm not too sure if we'll still be seeing Cruiserweight matches on NXT going forward. But I think we will, because what other way are they going to get TV time? So, yeah, 205 Live still exists, but I don't really see them moving the Cruiserweights off of NXT. So, that's going to be something we look forward to. They're killing it, man. They're killing it. I'm going to stop. Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox took on Jessamyn Duke and Maria Shafir, two fourths of the four horsewomen, excuse me. The winner of this match will fight the Kabuki Warriors, as Asuka and Kairi Sane, next week. So, Asuka and Kairi Sane are returning next week. Yay! Oh, and Angel Garza beat Jack Gallagher, and he'll fight Lio Rush for the championship in the future. Who knows? But yeah, Asuka and Kairi Sane are returning next week. Woo! Are they staying? Can they stay? They really should stay. They really should. Because why? Why not? The match between Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai was kind of short, but it did its job. It got Tegan and Dakota Kai over as a tag team, a legit tag team. Tegan wins the match with the shiniest wizard and Lady. I love her choke slam, Lady Kane. That's awesome. But she wins with the shiniest wizard. And then afterwards, we see the Kabuki Warriors appear on the big screen. They offer congratulations, then laugh and talk about some stuff in Japanese that I didn't understand. They say that next week, Team Kick has a no chance. Asuka is basically turning, pure-hearted Kairi Sane into an evil version of herself. And that's sad. But it's also awesome. So next week, Kairi Sane and Asuka are returning. Woo! No, for real, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Main event time. We got Roderick Strong taking on Keith Lee versus Dominik Dijakovic for the North American Championship. And oh my god, this was amazing. What an outstanding triple threat match. Oh my god. Like, you look at these matches and you just ask yourself, what the hell are you gonna do for NXT TakeOver, bro? You did Matt Riddle and Adam Cole, which was also outstanding. And now you do this match, and this is a TakeOver quality match, man. What are y'all gonna do for TakeOver? You're giving away all these awesome matches, amazing matches, outstanding matches for free. But man, like, the power game of Keith Lee is ridiculous. My favorite spot of the night, however, was when I saw Keith Lee's 300-pound ass do a tope over the top rope. A no-handed tope over the top rope that would make Taker go, God damn. It was freaking amazing. That was spot of the night. I don't care what anybody says. Nothing NXT did in terms of the wrestling aspect was better than that. A 300-pound man doing a tope over the top rope. From now on, no other tope will ever impress me again. If Keith Lee, a 300-pound man, is now doing a tope over the top rope, nothing else impresses me when it comes to topes. So now on, if you want to do a tope, you gotta mix it up now. You gotta mix it up. Because it doesn't impress me anymore. Not after what Keith Lee did. But man, like, so many crazy spots. I love seeing Roderick Strong just kind of play the weasel as the big giants fight each other and him picking his spots. That was so perfect. Great storytelling overall. But the ending is when Keith Lee hits that over-the-top rope. Like I told you, the over-the-top rope dive. And then goes to hit that super spirit bomb, power bomb off the top rope. He hits it on Dijakovic. And then Roderick Strong comes in. Boom! Slips in the shotgun knee moment. Moments after Keith Lee hit a power bomb. And pins a 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong escapes with the championship like the heel weasel that he is. Phenomenal match. Loved it. Amazing main event. And then that's when we got the heel turn from Finn Balor. We already talked about that. Prince Devitt is back. That's a fact. Jack. Sorry. But for real, so much awesomeness tonight from AEW and NXT. We gotta give these shows more viewers. People need to quit giving Raw and SmackDown all this attention. Watch these shows. Watch these shows. Watch them. Because until you give these shows the right attention that they need, you're not going to get change. Simple as that. So that is my review for AEW. And, oh! Speaking of NXT, one more thing. There was a spot in this match, a Tower of Doom spot, where Keith Lee had, Dijakovic and Roderick Strong up for the Powerbomb Tower of Doom, which is what they usually do, right? This crazy strong bastard was able to actually hold up Roderick Strong and Dijakovic on his shoulders as Dijakovic held up Roderick for a suplex. He held him up, and then he went to slam him, but then he fell through the ropes, which was freaking nuts. He almost hurt himself. But Keith Lee held those guys up. He is freakishly strong. I wanted him to win. I wanted him to win so badly, and I'm kind of mad that he lost. He should really get another shot. He should get this shot against Roddy at the next pay-per-view. Really. But for real, bask in his glory. That is my thoughts on AEW and NXT. What show do you think won? Who was the best show to come out with the most talk this week? Give me your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you for all the super chat donations. I will catch you guys next time for more of your boy here in your boy The Last Man's World. So, I'll catch you guys later. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video, whatever it is. Until then, I'm out. Peace.